Alrighty, well, thank you all so much for being here for our MineTracker 101 today. We're going to be talking about roster organizations, management, and all the good stuff about how to update your roster and just make it look good for your organization and up to date. All right, so meet our team. So we have Mallory Payan, who is our Assistant Director for Student Organization Services, Returning Sorority Life, and the Terry Scholar Program. We have Travaris Peterson, who is a Coordinator for Student Organization Services. And then Adriana and myself, Joanna Whitaker. We are both Student Organization Support Interns here at the SCLC. All right, so SOS Virtual Office Hours, this is just something that we host for organizations. Just if you guys ever need any help with anything, have any questions, this is your time to reach out to us and just ask for our advice or any help, basically. So we have these Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays at various times. If these times don't work for you, you can always email us as well. Alrighty, so what we're going to talk about in our presentation today, we'll basically just go over the basics of the roster tool, what all it entails, how to manage the positions, how to update memberships, how to update primary contacts, the messaging tool within the roster tool, and then how roster management can help your organization. And if you have any questions at any time, feel free to stop me. All right, so what the roster tool does and what it entails. So first off, it's a way to manage positions. It's a way to create unique positions specific to your organization that, for instance, if you have like a fundraising position that roster didn't have on, you can create that. And I'm sure every organization is different in your national ways, or like there's just the specific positions that you make to make your organization run properly. So this is where you can create them. You can assign people to different positions. People can have multiple positions rather than just one. So you can completely create this a unique way that fits best for your organization. You can message. It's kind of like email. I'll go into that a little bit later. You can invite others to join your organization. And then you can also end and approve memberships. So for instance, if somebody was just looking on MineTracker and thought they were interested in your organization, they can like request to join, and then their membership will come up on your roster. And this is where you can approve their membership or decline it. Alrighty, so we're going to start off with the question. Have any of you ever utilized the roster tool in the past? And if yes, was it easy or difficult to navigate through? Would anyone like to answer this?
I haven't used it officially yet, but I've been kind of like just browsing through it, just trying to figure it out. And then I saw the class for this and just thought I'd do that to get more information on it.
Awesome. Well, I'm glad you're here.
So yeah, I have used it in the past, although I have been having trouble with inviting people.
Okay.
They don't seem to get the invitations in their UTEP email, or
really,
I don't know. That's been a trouble for our organization.
Okay. Have you tried emailing them like a couple times to see if they get it, or if it's like gone to their junk mail or anything like that?
Yeah, I have tried, and they say they didn't get it. So like, it's been kind of a challenge.
Yeah. Okay, well, maybe we'll have to talk after to see like what's going on, but I'm glad that you've used it in the past, but that's where you're having problems, but we'll talk about it in a little bit. Okay. Awesome. Okay, so managing positions. So this is a way to navigate your roster easily. So MineTracker will give you, like when you start out as a new organization, it's going to give you like the basic positions, like the president, vice president, advisor, like all that good stuff. And then you can create positions, like I said earlier, specific to your organization, like a campus coordinator, marketing chair, community service chair, historian, event scheduler, anything that your position, or any positions that your organization has, strictly that's for them. So this is where you can do it, how to manage them. So where you're going to do that and where you're going to create positions. So when you visit your organization's action center, so this is when you log onto your MineTracker page, there's going to be a little button that says manage organization. You're going to click that. be sure that you have to have management access. So if you don't see that, let us know, because that means you don't have like an officer position or management access. So you'll have to click on that button, and then it'll bring like your management page, and then there'll be 3 little horizontal lines in the top left. It'll bring down on the very left over here, it'll bring down a drop down menu, and you'll click roster. So from here, it'll take you to your rosters page. And then to manage it, you're going to click manage positions. So all of the list of current positions available are going to be listed here when you click manage positions. So you'll also be able to create a position once you do that. And then it'll give you that access, and it'll give you the management access, like availability. So for instance, if you want your social media person to not really have access to like changing your roster, but you want them to have access to seeing the gallery, this is where you can do it. You can give them limited access instead of all access. All right, so this is where you're going to be able to edit like the position names, position types, if you want it to be shown on your public roster. So like if somebody goes onto your MineTracker page, they can see like the list of your officers. This is where you can also set management access. And like I was saying earlier, there's like limited, all access, or none. So this is like a description of the different types of access that you get if you have full, if you can just view it, if you have limited access, or if you have none. So what is under the management access? So it's basically able to access like your documents, the elections, events, finance, forms, messaging, everything that MineTracker has to offer. If you give them full access, this is what they can have access to. This is just another one. The ones that we really recommend giving your officers access to are definitely events, as well as documents. I mean, documents is a great tool. You can look at some of our YouTube channels. You have descriptions of that. That's really awesome. And galleries, if they want to post pictures of like an event they took, that would be a really cool one to have. All right, so to create a new position, there's going to be a little blue button that says create position in the top right corner. You're going to click this, and this is the page that it's going to take you to. This is where you can adjust the position name to whatever floats your boat and then complete the additional information. I guess just a FYI, it's going to take a few minutes for it to load, so be patient with it. And then this is where you're like, I showed this picture earlier where you can create the no access, all access, or limited access, and make it active. So if it's not checked, the position will only be available as a past position. So you want to make sure that you make it active if that's a position that is being used in your organization. All right, so changing positions in your organization. So this is like if you have elections and somebody became like just from a member to vice president now or something, this is where you can change it. It's pretty simple. You'll basically go in the same steps as I said earlier, just to get to your roster page, and clicking like manage, clicking the management tool. Here you'll click, you'll be able to check mark which position they are now, and then just save the changes. You can also add or remove them from a specific position as well. Okay, so inviting new members. Christina, this is probably, I mean, I'm sure you know how to do this, but hopefully this will give you a little bit of insight. So again, you're going to go to your action center, go through the whole process to get to your roster tool. And in the top right, there's going to be a little button that says invite people. Here, this is where you're going to be able to enter their campus email addresses. Be sure to send it to their Miners account, because this has their Miners account in the system. So if you send it to any of their like Yahoo or Gmail or Hotmail or whatever, it's not going to go through. And I don't know if this has ever happened, but you have up to 500 email addresses in the text box. That's like your limit. So that would be awesome if you had up to 500 people you were inviting. So once you have added their email addresses, you'll click the plus email addresses, and then you'll be able to send the invitations. And just a note, if you want members to hold different positions in your organization, you'll need to invite them separately. So you can invite users as a general member, Or if you're seeking to add a group of individuals, then you'll manage your individual positions afterwards. So once you get their emails all together, then you can send their invitations. Okay, so I guess talking a little bit about that, they should get their email, they should get an invitation to their email, and they're not going to be in your roster until they accept it. Okay, so approving organization member requests. So you'll go through the whole steps again to get to your roster tool, and then there'll be a pending tab on your manage position page. This is where you're going to see who has accepted, who hasn't accepted. You can resend the invitation here if they haven't responded. And then there'll be a perspective tab. So this is who has like looked on your MineTracker page, like who's just browsing and was like, oh, that seemed interesting. And they like decided they were interested in joining. So this is where you'll be able to see like who's interested in joining. You'll be able to approve or deny them. And then you can also send any prospective member a message by clicking to the checkbox to the left and then clicking send message. So if you're wanting to get to know them or like have them send a resume or like tell them a little bit about you or whatever, like just so you can communicate with them. This is an easy way. All right, so do you have
Sorry, Joanna. Oh yeah, Jose has a question.
Yeah, I just have one question. When you use that message tool, do they get an email that they have a message on MineTracker?
Yes, so it will go directly to their email. Like it'll say like MineTracker, you have an email, and it'll say like in the email like what the message is. So you can view it on MineTracker or on your email.
Oh, okay. Okay, cool. All right. Thank you.
Yeah, of course. All right, so removing members from your organization. This is like if you have somebody who dropped or became alumni or something like that. So you'll basically go through the whole steps again, click your manage roster, and then you'll be able to click end membership. So you'll have to select who an alum or dropped out of school or whatever, click on their name and then just click end membership, and it'll take them off of your roster so they won't see their membership on MineTracker anymore, and you won't see their name in your organization anymore. All right, so organization's primary contacts. So this is visible to anyone who looks on MineTracker. This is a way that our office communicates with you guys. So all of our messages relating to the organization will usually go through the primary contact. We recommend that this is the president usually, or the advisor, or someone who's going to be very communicative like with us, who's going to answer their emails and get back to us. So we recommend that you do this. And I guess just like an FYI, personal information will never be accessible to a non-UTEP individual, so it's safe within the UTEP community. But we recommend you do this each year, so it's not like some alumni who keeps getting emails or something. Okay, so establishing a primary contact. So this is automatically designated to the user who submits the organization's re-registration. We have their information, so it automatically goes into MineTrackers, but this can be changed. So if your secretary submitted it and you don't want your secretary to get all the emails, you want your president to, this is where you can change it. So this is, like I said, it's going to receive all the updates from the SOS team, and this is just our way to communicate with your organization. So you'll be able to click on the little, it's like a little pencil, you'll click on the pencil and just be able to change who it is and change like the settings if you want campus email to show, if you want your preferred email or your mobile phone number to show as well. All right, so this is the messaging tool. To be able to message somebody, you must have all access. To be able to send a message, you're going to be able to send it to certain people, certain positions, specific members, to all members. It's basically like email. You can pick who you want to send it to. You can type out your whole message, but there are two criteria. They have to be positions and members. So they have to be in your roster to be able to send it. So to send a message, you're going to go through the steps again, go to your roster tool, and then click on the messaging link. It's going to be in the top right. Here you're going to be able to select who you want by their email or by their name, and then enter the title. It's like an email. Enter the title, like what your subject wants to be, and then I guess it does not carry over to your message, but allows you to identify it when you're looking at it. Once you're done, you'll click generate, and then on a new page, the temporary relay address, which is the email in the blue text, it's going to open a new email, and then you'll be able to compose your email and then send your message. So I guess a note here, messages are sent within the system and then out to the email address if the users has notifications on. So MineTracker has automatically notifications on, but I guess if somebody has turned them off in the past, then I guess they wouldn't get the notification. But we recommend you keep your notifications on, so instances like this would happen. It doesn't happen, I guess. So Jose, I guess that was kind of a different answer to your question, but they should get an email address if they haven't turned it off.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense.
Okay, so I guess tips on how your roster organization can help, how the roster management can help your organization. So we highly, highly, highly recommend you do this every semester. If you had elections or you had members graduate or whatever it is, this just allows your roster to be up to date. It allows you to manage your organization without any spreadsheets or huge lists or listservs or anything. It keeps it to one place where all your members have access to it. And like us who are in charge of you guys have access to it too. So it makes it super easy. As long as your roster is up to date, the messaging tool can be used to message members collectively or by positions or by whatever you are wanting. It keeps accurate records of your organization's alumni. You can create them. You can create like a position for alumni if you want to have them still active within your organization. Or if you just want to have them move on with their life, you can get rid of them too. Important emails go out this way to the specific roles. Like Travaris sent like notifications about this program like through MineTracker, through the positions on the roster tool. So it really helps a lot to get to have it updated for everybody. So like an example, treasurers might need to receive a funding request deadline, and this is the way you would communicate with them, or like advisors have to be listed also to be able to receive important information. So we just highly recommend you keep it updated every semester. So here I have the 3 important timeframes in an academic year to keep it updated. It's at the beginning of the fall semester, after people have graduated in the summer, beginning of the spring semester, and then ending of the academic year. Are there any questions so far? We're kind of getting towards the end of it here. All right, well, I have a question for you guys. Do you guys think this will be helpful and you'll be able to use the roster tool and the messaging feature like during this semester or in future semesters?
Yes, I think this was very helpful.
Good, I'm glad.
Yeah, it was very helpful. I was just recently put into the president's position, so I'm just kind of learning everything for using MineTracker, and then having to go through and clean up the roster and everything like that. So it was very useful.
Good, I'm so glad. Well, thank you guys for joining and wanting to learn about this. Like this is fun stuff if you make it fun. All right, so we have 3 more MineTracker 101 sessions. So tracking attendance. This is talking about like events and how you can like track attendance going to events, managing service hours for your organization and for yourself, and then elections for the upcoming semesters. So we have those 3 coming up. And then we have SOAP sessions, which my coworker Adriana does. It's basically just to enhance your organization's leadership and just advancement within your organization. So we have quite a few of those coming up throughout the spring semester. So if you're interested, go to those. But besides that, we are basically done. Follow us on social media for any updates on events, programs, fun stuff. Our office does all sorts of fun things. So follow us on social media. But that is about it. If you guys have any questions, let us know. You can always email us. The hacking thing has messed us up, but we will get back to your emails as soon as possible. But